Hello and welcome to my very first YouTube video. In this video I'm going to show you my process for making this Bowser shell, which was for my son's Halloween costume. So the main material used in making the shell is EVA foam. The main body of this shell required 4 pieces. I designed this template so I'm going to get 4 of these pieces out of one floor mat. In order to cut these floor mats you need a very sharp knife. I had to resharpen this knife several times while cutting out these pieces. Okay, now I have my 4 pieces cut out. They need to be shaped a bit first before they can be glued together in the shape of a shell. The foam is too stiff as it is to make the shell shape, so applying a bit of heat to the foam. I'm using this blue bowl here as a kind of anvil to help me shape the foam into 4 kind of equal shapes before I glue it up. Contact adhesive is the best kind of glue to use to stick this kind of foam together. You need to put a coat on each piece you're gluing together. Put on enough, because the first time I did this I didn't put enough on and it wouldn't stick properly. So you need to give it a good coating on both sides. Give it about 5 minutes till it's not tacky anymore, and then it just gets pressed together, as you'll see in a moment. Once the glue was no longer tacky, I started sticking it together slowly and carefully, try and keep things even. Just making my way down the edge of the shell until I get to the end, and I think it worked out quite well. This is just the first half, so in a moment you'll see me sticking the 2 halves together and make the full shell shape. I left the glue to dry overnight, and now I'm heating it up with the heat gun just to even out the shape of it. Bowser's shell is covered in a lot of hexagons. I was going to try and do this with a ruler mathematically, but I decided in the end to go for the freehand option. Much easier. This is actually my favourite part of this video, watching this. Now what you can see here is me scoring the lines I just drew, just a little bit, maybe a millimetre or 2 in. Now I'm applying heat to where I scored the lines, and this helps open them up, and it's quite a cool effect. Now we're onto the border of the shell. For this I found pipe insulation was the best shape for this. In order to fit it onto the shell though, I had to cut an extra piece out just to fit around the edge of the shell. Now I'm fitting it onto the shell here. This took a little bit of manhandling to do, but got there in the end. More contact adhesive to stick this onto the shell, so I applied it to both ends there and also in a few areas around the shell, so we'll just pop back off again. And then I just had to cut another piece to fit the rest of the gap there. More contact adhesive to stick together and onto the shell. Overall, that looks great. Now I'm just using the heat gun on the edge of the shell there. It kind of seals the pores of the insulation there, getting ready for painting. You can see the dots there on the shell. I've just masked out some bits there where I'm going to be sticking on the spikes later on. So that's me applying the primer there. That's just the first coat, so I think that's maybe about 3 coats there. That was enough. And now the green. I think this was the perfect colour. And now that's my wife, she's making the spikes. She's already made 4 there, so this is just her process for making one here. That's some orange EVA foam there. Each spike sits on a little disc of foam. And my wife helping me again. And back to me, using more contact adhesive to stick the spikes onto the discs. There are 10 spikes in total. And next, that's just me removing the masking tape from the shell. The reason why I did that, just the EVA foam will stick better to EVA foam rather than directly to the paint. So I applied the more contact adhesive to each of those dots. And then the back of each of the spikes. And then once the glue was not tacky anymore, I stuck all the spikes on. It's really coming together now. So when I primed the shell initially, the paint didn't stick to the pipe insulation. So what we're doing here is, or what my wife is doing, is putting some Mod Podge on the pipe insulation there. I think it took 2 layers of that, and then the paint will adhere to that. We're using white acrylic paint here. Acrylic because it allows for stretching and bending and stuff, it won't crack. We'll put 2 layers of this on and it's worked quite well. Now I'm making the chest piece for Bowser. This will go on the front of the body. It's a way for the shell to attach. It'll be attached by straps over the shoulders and around the tummy. And this will stick onto the front of it, which towards the end we'll see how that fits on. So this is the shape of the chest here. I'm scoring a few lines in this. Heating it up to open up them lines again. And here I'm just kind of using the rotary tool to add a bit more shape and more to match the pattern of Bowser's chest. It's important to wear a respirator and eye goggles when you're doing this because little bits of foam fly everywhere. Okay, now I'm priming this, so it's Got about 2 coats of this surface primer here. And now I'm spraying the final colour. Got another 2 coats of this. It's kind of a creamy off-white colour. And now I'm sticking on the straps of the shoulders. These straps actually came from old shopping bags. It's the only yellow strapping I could find. I'm just marking the areas where they're going to attach on the inside of the shell. And I'm attaching them using hot glue. Now I use an off-cut of foam to press this down, because otherwise I'd burn my fingers if I did that with my bare hands. Attached. And now these are the 2 straps that will go around the belly. Again, using hot glue and pressing it down with that off-cut of foam. And then this is the Velcro that's going on the back of the chest, which will attach to the shoulder straps. Attaching the Velcro to the shoulder straps there, a little bit off camera, unfortunately. And the Velcro to the straps that will go around the tummy. And that's a middle bit of Velcro there on the back of the chest. That'll attach to another piece of Velcro that'll go just there on the tummy strap. And now it's complete. My son's getting dressed there into his Halloween costume. The chest there is attaching onto the Velcro. I think it turned out really well. I'm very pleased with this. It was great fun building it, and my son is delighted too. And thank you for watching.